I gotta ask, just while I'm thinking about it, what do you think of the Powerpuff Girls of Wookiees? The Force of Others, a Star Wars podcast. Hello there, and welcome to The Force of Others. I'm Zachary Owen Turner.
I'm Matt Boitner, and today on The Force of Others, we're doing comics for the second week in a row, so we're talking all about Jedi Knights, issues 5 through 9. And before we get into all of that good comic goodness, we got a question from one of our listeners. Friend of the podcast, Rocky Westbrook, says, what character backstory would you love to explore more from any of the films that hasn't been explored, and why? Zach, you first.
The easy answer for me is Yoda. We have no clue what his origins are, where he comes from, what his species is, why he's so strong in the Force, when he started to become a Jedi. He's 900 years old, or 800 years old, or however crazy amount of numbers. So give me that. Like, give me some young Yoda Padawan or Yoda Jedi Knight. Apparently he speaks the way he speaks because that's the way his master spoke. So give me Yoda being like,
yeah,
why are you talking like this, man? You know, and he's like, well.
What up, dude? Why are you speaking in this strange way?
That was the worst Yoda of all time. Anywho, yeah, I love that Yoda answer. Interesting detail. Yoda's master in Legends was defined by a fan art contest,
cool.
where someone drew something and then made the character backstory or the description, and it was basically a part. It was a snake with a bunch of arms, so it was like a snake spider looking thing, but not scary at all. Just kind of cool, very Star Wars looking, and I really really liked it. And this is before, if I remember right, this is before the prequels. This is before any of that stuff, so we didn't know anything. So they just made another cool monster creature thing that trained Yoda. Would love to see that. For me, the biggest one is Snoke.
Oh, cool.
I want to know what the deal with that is. Is Snoke Jorus Sabayot from Legends?
Ooh.
Is he a clone that went? He's the only one that didn't go crazy of Palpatine, or was he another character another person that had sentience that Palpatine
took over,
manipulated and took over and possessed him, or was he just a pure creation of the dark side of the Force that was intended to be a direct clone of Palpatine and it went bad?
Yeah.
Right? But also just his rise. I would like to see how that works. Yeah. Because in the Force Awakens novel, which is the only time they've ever really talked about it, Snoke is a known figure in the galaxy. That's a politician that's respected by many. Now again, if I remember right, that's only in that novelization, and novelizations so don't count. The Return of the Jedi novelization said that Owen and Obi-Wan were brothers. So, because that was based on an earlier draft of the story, right? So novelizations, they're canon, they're adaptations of canon material, is what people that work at Lucasfilm always say. But I really want to know what the deal with Snoke is, because there's so many interesting things you could do with that character, and we never got the answers. I get why we didn't get the answers, but I want the answers. So there you go.
Cool.
So there's our questions. If you got anything else that you want to hear us yap about and talk about how 6-7 is whack, send it to forcefeathersradio@gmail.com or leave it in the comments below.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're going to break from tradition, and we're going to move straight into the Canon Comics Corner. You'll find out how we were doing next week. But moving into the Canon Comics Corner to talk about Jedi Knights.
All right, so Jedi Knights 5 through 9. We haven't covered these comics since, I think, July. But we're back in it, and it's nice because we can make a whole little episode about it. The first one, issue 5, Yaddle saves Dooku from Wookiees and senses their destinies are linked, which is the last one that we covered in July, but we can go over it again. Oh, we didn't?
Mm-mm.
I edited that one together.
Oh, you did?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Well, I hadn't read it yet, so I must have missed it. Oh, that was while I was in summer camp.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're going to get Matt's thought on that one, because I've given you my wax poetic about it.
Yeah.
Then issue 6.
Qui Gon Jinn is mortally wounded on Mina-Rau, the farm planet from Andor Season 2.
Issue 7, Mace Windu and Aayla Secura defeat a kaiju to get the antidote Qui Gon needs.
Issue 8, in an issue shown completely from her perspective, a youngling named Soona is recruited into the Jedi Order.
And finally, issue 9, Qui-Gon remembers the mission from when he was a Padawan that turned this assassin against him when he acted out of anger due to his master's flawed teachings. All right, we're going to get into all of it. Opening thoughts for you, Matt, on issues 5 through 9.
So just the Jedi Knights comic run in general, this is the most accessible Star Wars comic in a long time.
Yeah.
Up there with Aphra to a degree, but I would say even more accessible because basically each issue is a one-shot, right? Each issue is something you can just dive into, have a fun 22-page Star Wars adventure, and you're off. Sometimes it is more exciting than other times, but you know, I'm having fun. I like that it is vague, pre-episode 1 Jedi adventures that you don't need to know anything else to just go on a ride. But what about you?
Yeah, I love Jedi Knights. I think it's my favorite comic out right now, especially Star Wars comics. It is fun. It moves. It feels like a comic book. The art in these are amazing. I have it in one of my likes, but the splash pages that they do and just like the cool stuff to show action, like you'll have somebody doing a flip and then their foot goes across like the entire page and then you have panels behind it. It's so beautiful for a comic book reader, and just like it's gorgeous. The whole thing is beautifully drawn. They do just some fun stuff. I like that there's no shackles, you know, there's not to canon. It's just like, yeah, cool. Do this fun thing. Have Qui-Gon be mortally wounded. Do it. I don't care. Do whatever you want. Like, great. Yeah. Getting into our opening likes. Do you want to go issue by issue, or do you want to? No, we're just.
I'm just gonna kind of bounce around, just like biggest likes, just because. So we read basically 10 comic issues or 9 comic issues, or we read a lot of comics.
Yeah. In
the last week, and we're just gonna kind of. That was the little rundown for you to have any idea of what we're talking about.
Yeah.
But now we're going to bounce around just different things that stood out to us as fun and kind of our normal likes, dislikes, discussion questions, but of the whole thing.
Cool.
So if you went issue by issue, I apologize.
No, it's all good. I have both. So.
Cool. Right on. Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
It was similarly to what you just talked about in your opening thoughts. Every single fight in this entire series is great.
Yeah.
The art is some of the most kind of just, there's so much motion and it's so kinetic in every fight scene. It's just well drawn, well paced, and it's fun.
Yeah.
It's Jedi doing cool Jedi stuff against cool creative villains. Mm-hmm. That's my biggest like.
Yeah. And I will say, it's hard to do that sometimes. Sometimes you read a comic and you're like, they're fighting, cool. But this one you're like, oh my God, like, you know?
Yeah.
I really like the characters that we're getting, and just like the insights to the different Jedi, you know, just to spend time with Qui-Gon in a form that's not a book or, you know, one movie that we've gotten is really nice. And just to see him and Obi-Wan's relationship. There's one time later where Obi-Wan knows that Qui-Gon is stubborn and should be, you know, hospitalized. And instead of being like, Qui-Gon, you have to rest, he just, like, gets him a ship. He's like, I'm already booted up. I knew you were going to leave. Let's go.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I love, and just the different, you know, we have some characters that will not make it out of these pages for sure. We've already seen 2 of them die. Which I called. So.
Gotta have some expendable red shirts, man.
Yeah. I think they were both in the first issue, and they're both now dead.
Oh, yeah, she did. Dang it.
Yep.
I liked her.
Yeah.
Lame.
Just murked.
Lame.
Your next like?
Just this is a silly one, but the Tales of the Jedi animated episode, The Sith Lord, of where Dooku duels and kills Yaddle and commits fully to the dark side is one of my favorite things. That's the end of that sentence. And the Yaddle issue opening with kind of referencing that, just to basically to give the reader the context of what she's sensing later in the issue. That's like, I have to save him because I sense our destinies are linked somehow. I'm not really sure how, but they are. I have to save him. I thought it was really interesting.
Yeah.
And I thought it was really cool. Okay.
I like that they, the payoff of the kaiju. Because when
Yeah.
that first issue comes out, you're like, okay, this is silly fun, and this is just action. That whole issue is just like splash pages, and then you're like, oh, that's why we had that whole issue, is because now they're gonna have to face one here. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it kinda pays off to that, but it's also just kind of like a mentioning of like, hey, these exist, and now they're gonna come back.
Yeah.
You know. So I thought it was really cute, again, with the Dooku Yaddle issue, that Dooku, the only reason he's there in this whole situation is that it's like, well, I'm working with someone that is planning something on behalf of the Trade Federation.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, Sidious, cute. Nobody else would know that that's what he's talking about. And he's not lying.
Yeah.
So the Jedi can't sense that he's being duplicitous, right? Mm-hmm. But I just thought that was cute.
I gotta ask, just while I'm thinking about it, what do you think of the Powerpuff Girls of Wookiees?
You know, I guess I didn't make that connection, but you're not wrong.
Yeah.
If anything, I thought it was kind of hilarious that the people that kidnap Dooku are just Wookiees. Mm-hmm. Maybe they have Powerpuff powers.
Maybe.
Who knows? Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup. Stupid.
All right, my next like. I really like the Beirut and the banished aliens that we're getting on Sinsara. The King Gara does a Maul pose when he's introduced into his throne. Maul just kind of like lounging in the throne on Mandalore. It's the like instant like, oh, I own this so much I kind of disrespect this throne, which I thought was really cool. And I really loved the like when you later on in issue 9 when you get the flashback, like their like head guy. I thought just like the design of him is really just fun.
Yeah, I agree. All of that. Like, I didn't make the Maul connection, but yeah, he lounges on the throne of Mandalore in the exact same way. Yeah. Next thing that stuck out to me, just Qui Gon Jinn's duel with Corliss Wrath, the assassin that's coming after him, and of course it ends in Qui Gon's death. Yeah. Apparently, he literally does die for a couple moments. Maybe confused how they bring him back, but whatever. I don't know. They shocked him and resuscitated him, I guess. But sidebar, when they're working on Qui Gon, why is he so yoked? Qui Gon Jinn is like a professional bodybuilder. Yeah. Like he looks like the statues of like Christ and stuff, which that's a whole other conversation. But he is so much more jacked and lean than Liam Neeson has ever been.
Well, we never see him without his robes off in episode 1, so he could be yoked there too. But you got to think about it. Jedi in general, right? They're probably eating a like very lean monk style diet, right? There's probably no sugar. It's probably almost either vegetarian or some form of that, because they believe in the connections to life. I wouldn't imagine that Jedi eat meat necessarily, or if they do, I think it'd be like a lean meat type thing. And then all they're doing is praying and lightsaber training. So,
And that's what's funny about it though, because that sounds like someone that's very, very lean and like skinny, and not like, I am Qui Gon Jinn.
Qui-Gon Jinn.
Because dude's got like fully developed abs and stuff, and I also know that that's just the nature of comic books.
So does Hayden Christensen in episode 3.
That is fair. That's fair. There's a reason we never saw Obi-Wan Kenobi with his shirt off. But
I don't like.
But then Star Wars gimmicks. I don't like to show my abs. They're hiding. They're hibernating. They have a layer of protection over them. Stupid. My God. But also Star Wars comics have always done this thing. There was a one shot a couple years ago where Grand Moff Tarkin's shirt comes off, and dude in his 60s is jacked for like no reason. He's got side abs and everything. So I think it's just comic books. All the characters are swole. But anywho, weird tangent about male body types. But back to you.
I really, I had one before. I thought about thinking about Obi-Wan's high ground abs. The point of view issue is of the back half, I think my favorite issue. I really didn't expect to like it. But it's really cool to see from this, like, not even a youngling, little child, this whole Jedi thing, and seeing the two Jedi Knights that have just been knighted, and then the pirate that like picks them up and like throws them to the side, that pirate was really cool design as well.
Yeah, she looks like scary. She's scary Ahsoka. She's literally if Ahsoka was scary.
Yeah.
She's a Togrutan with like bloodshot eyes and everything. She's all veiny and like terrifying.
And then Keller and Beck showing up and like just that whole issue is really just pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really like that one. You?
Yeah. It was bouncing back to the Kaijura, which is just a way to call it kaiju while calling it something new, right? Giant monster. I really, really appreciated Mace's regret about killing it.
Yeah.
That I don't remember exactly what he said. Oh, but that neither Aayla Secura nor Mace Windu wanted to kill it. Yeah. He said yes, but that Kaijura was taken out of its natural environment. Its attacks were a result of its suffering. Death was a release, and we needed to do what we had to do to save Qui Gon.
Yeah.
I also thought it was interesting that Mace Windu is the one that says that, when Mace is like the most like, this is right and this is wrong, and we're gonna do it.
Yeah.
And we're keepers of the peace, not soldiers. Ah, But back to you.
Yeah, I like seeing the fall of Dooku slowly. It's one of my favorite things about the Tales of the Jedi episode as well. But Dooku just being like, I'm gonna let you take the lead, and then being like, I wrote down the quote, "The galaxy is vast and contains as much evil as good in it. The code relies on the goodness of all beings." And then Qui-Gon just being like, yeah, I messed up because I listened to the wrong advice.
Yeah.
And him just being like, he's like, you can lead with anger as long as it doesn't control you,
Yeah.
Which is a slippery slope, Mr. Dooku.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that was cool seeing his, like, rhetoric and what made him fall.
Yeah.
You?
Well, and that. Loved that bit. And I thought that it's the nature of what the light side and dark side is about. And I know I've talked about it before, but to me, it's about action as opposed to just being passive.
Yeah.
Right? Which is everything they say in the original trilogy. A Jedi uses the Force for knowledge and defense, never for attack. Right? Yoda has come to that understanding after the failure of the Clone Wars, and he's had decades to sit in his mud pit and think about all of the bad things that he did. Right? But that's what George was getting at. It's why Luke chooses pacifism at the end of Return of the Jedi. He does not fix the problem by cutting Darth Vader's head off.
Yeah.
Right? He fixes the problem by... It's the gray Jedi thing again, right? That people say, well, you got to have both light and dark. You can't be equally angry and relaxed. That is not the same thing.
Yeah.
Right? You need to acknowledge that you have anger and deal with it. It's never going away. You have to express what you're feeling or it will destroy you. But that does not mean you should act out in anger or in rage, because that is letting it control you. Right?
Yeah.
Vader's trying to get Luke to release his anger in The Empire Strikes Back. It's part of why that's my favorite duel in Star Wars. Because it's a duel, but Vader's toying with him and trying to go, good. Now use your aggressive feelings. Now release your anger. Only your hatred is going to destroy me. So anyway, I'm preaching to the choir, I know, but yeah, love that that the characters that slide to the dark side in canon, they're really, really good about making their reasons for falling to darkness understandable. Mm-hmm. There's lots of people that we know, me included, they're like, well, anger can be good. Anger can be good. And it's like, yes and no.
Yeah.
Moderation, but don't act out in anger. Small like, I thought it was interesting that the Doctor puts Qui Gon Jinn, after he's been poisoned, into a medically induced coma so that he can heal himself.
Yeah.
This is kind of more of a discussion question, but do you think that the Doctor did that so that Qui Gon could use the Force to heal himself, or was it just for the body to do its natural stuff?
I think it's a mixture of both. I mean, Qui-Gon is obviously very strong in the Force. He's the one that figures out how to keep his consciousness in the afterlife for all Jedi. So I don't imagine that him being sedated and being like, "Oh, my body is dead. I can do a little bit," I think it helps. But
yeah, cool.
That's interesting because that
Back to
pops
you.
onto my next. Like, I really like Rignima, the Jedi physician.
Yeah.
I think that's really cool. I don't know if we've ever seen her before or seen Jedi physicians before. And I was like, is she a Jedi who is a physician, or is she a specifically physician for Jedi? Either way, cool character.
We have seen her before. I've got Wikipedia coming up right now. Oh, well, she's in the 2 issues about this story.
Right.
But she's the one that looks over Yoda, takes care of Yoda in the Clone Wars Season 6 episode when he's hearing Qui Gon Jinn's voice from beyond the grave, tying into exactly what you're talking about.
Cool.
And the Jedi are like, the old man's crazy. The ghosts aren't a thing. And so they put him in a Stranger Things style isolation tank.
Yeah.
So that he can dive deep within the Force. So maybe it's kind of what we're all talking about. Maybe that's part of Jedi medicine.
Yeah.
That they induce different types of sensory deprivation so that the Jedi can purely use the Force to fix themselves.
Yeah. That's cool.
Kind of interesting. Yeah.
I'd see.
Fun.
I read a whole issue about Rignima. And
Yeah, that'd be dope.
Healing different Jedi problems. And for
Yeah, I
you,
wanna
blind
hear-
Kanan, we're gonna give you a mask so you can't see with your eyes, but you could see with the Force.
Perfect. That's her medical school.
Yep.
It's basically do nothing. Find ways to put them to sleep so the Force can do it.
Yep. All you have to do is put them to sleep, and they'll do it. We have the easiest job. Don't tell anyone.
While also getting all the salary and benefits
Yeah.
of being a doctor. But, okay, so my next one, just kind of in general, any story about Master Dooku and Padawan Qui Gon Jinn, I'm here for it.
Yeah.
I want an entire comic book run. I think that would be absolutely stellar. And just like exactly what we're saying, like, I want to see the moment, and we might have seen it somewhere in canon already, and I'm spacing, but I don't know that we have. But I want to see the moment where Qui-Gon's finally like, okay, we do not agree. We're gonna agree to disagree, and we're gonna be friends, but I'm not really gonna follow. Maybe that's coming in this comic. Who knows?
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go my own way and do my own thing now that I've been knighted. And we'll talk, but we're not gonna be buddy anymore.
Yeah. Now that you say that, I think it might be coming.
Because he does say what went wrong was that I'd followed bad advice.
Yeah.
Like you said earlier. So maybe that is coming next month in Jedi Knights.
Yeah.
Back to you.
I liked that. Just another part of Dooku's rhetoric. He's like, "Why are we called knights and not clergy?" He goes, "We're knights. We're supposed to fight." And you're like, "Yeah, wait, no, why?" That is true. Why are they?
Yeah.
Why are they called Jedi Knights? Why are they knights? What if they are all about pacifism? That's very interesting and very true, Dooku. Cool. But,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. 100%. Another little quote that I loved. They say it's Qui-Gon Jinn. They say you relive your entire life at the end of it. I just thought it was a cool way to communicate, your life flashing before your eyes. Not flashing before your eyes, you relive your entire life.
Yeah.
And part of what he was stuck on is this failure that he did to this assassin's people. But back to you. I got one more like.
I mean, I like it all. I like.
Yeah.
I like that we got back to Mina-Rau. I thought that
Yeah, it
was
was
fun
fun.
to like go back and be like, I literally went, "Oh, the Andor planet, cool."
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yeah. And I started to talk about it earlier, but the fight between Corliss Wrath and Qui-Gon Jinn, that they're fighting as like these giant farming machines are approaching them, that's just classic Lucasfilm, Star Wars, Indiana Jones style storytelling, that there's a fight happening, but there's also another problem that we're going to have to deal with while we're fighting each other.
Yeah.
Super fun. Last biggest like for these 5 issues, Dooku says to Qui-Gon, Yoda is fond of saying, failure is the greatest teacher. I like the idea that is a wisdom nugget that Yoda had well before The Last Jedi, that he would just say from time to time. Begs the question why he didn't tell Luke that in The Empire Strikes Back, but they hadn't written that line yet. So, I just love that is wisdom that Yoda figured out a long time ago.
Yeah.
In a galaxy far, far away. But do you have any... Oh, you had something to say.
No,
Go
I
ahead.
was gonna transition us like you are, so you're good.
Hit us.
We're gonna move into our dislikes if we have any. Matt, do you have any dislikes for these 5 issues?
I got a tiny, tiny little whiny one.
Yeah.
Issue 8 was marketed as featuring Kelleran Beck, and my man is on 3 pages and has 2 lines.
Yep.
You know, and it's not one of those where, like, with Lego Rebuild the Past or whatever it was called, where they put out a whole cast list, and one of them was Cal Kestis, and then every clickbait site in the world was Cal Kestis, Cal Kestis, Cal Kestis, and then he's in one episode.
Yeah.
This issue was marketed as featuring fan favorite Kelleran Beck.
Yeah.
But I also know that's how it goes. You got to get people to buy the comic, and he was the only recognizable Jedi in the book, in that issue, except for a Yoda cameo at the very end.
Yeah.
You know, but I was just so whiny. But do you have any?
Again, just tiny one. If Andor takes so much time to show that all of these planets are human-based, like, then Mina-Rau, you start with this, like, interesting alien, which is a cool design, but it's also like, okay, so is this the original race of this planet, or what? I don't know. I was just like, it kind of, not that it threw me off for a bad reason. It just kind of threw me off. I was like, oh, who is this? What is this? What are we doing? Okay, cool.
Yeah, I made my peace a long time ago with Andor. You got to watch Andor through the lens of Andor.
You know what? Maybe I like it now that I think about it. They should have an alien race on that planet. I'm gonna flip flop that. I'm gonna turn that into a like. I've convinced myself.
I was gonna say that then the Empire
and then, you know, the Empire colonized
took them out
because that's what the Empire does. So.
Or it's just they were all off screen and Tony Gilroy was like, humans are cheaper. Get me humans.
Yeah. We've spent $705 million. We can't afford another alien.
Don't even. It's wild to me. Okay. But so do you have any discussion points or discussion questions?
Is Qui-Gon surviving this double stab to the chest, to the midsection? The reason he doesn't survive Darth Maul is because he's already been deathly injured in this area.
Huh. That's interesting. I'm sure.
Because we've seen so many people now get stabbed in the midsection and then come back. So I'm like, maybe this is them trying to, like, finally be like, well, it's because he was already killed in that spot.
Could be. I mean, I'm always hesitant whenever this conversation comes up because you see the stupidest comments in the internet of... I saw something the other day of someone saying it's just so disrespectful on the part of Disney and Lucasfilm to disrespect the power of a lightsaber. Shut up. Stop. Like, frankly, grow up, touch grass. Not you, these people that are saying this. So I don't know. I could see that, but I think that sometimes when you get stabbed, you die, and sometimes when you get stabbed, you don't. There are so many... I've thought about it more. There are so many people in real-world history that get stabbed and live just fine, and people that get stabbed and die. There is an element of randomness to it. I like the idea that he was mortally wounded in this area, so then there was something quite not right in there that then, when the lightsaber gets run through a wound in the similar area, he's toast.
Yeah.
But, Also, Qui-Gon doesn't say in episode 1, he stabbed me, I'm going to die. He says, it's too late. It's... Because we don't know how long the shield gates are up before Obi-Wan got to even deal with Maul and then and how long he was hanging there.
Yeah.
It could have been 20 minutes. And Qui-Gon's just laying there dying, trying to heal himself, but that wasn't really, a thing yet.
Yeah. I need my stasis chamber so I can heal myself, Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Put me in a coma.
Yeah. Put me in a coma, quickly. Obi-Wan, I need you to punch me in the face really hard so that I can fall asleep and I might be able to heal myself. Quickly, do it. Hit me harder. All right, but do
you have any discussion questions?
I literally got one. We talked about kind of my others in the thing, but the issue where Qui-Gon Jinn gets stabbed, there are 2 different times that he can sense problems that are about to happen, and Mace and Aayla don't.
Yeah.
What I get out of that is that it's because he's about to die and the Force is trying to help. He's kind of functioning he's kind of already in a full adrenaline mode just because Jedi can sense things before they happen. I don't even think it's necessarily conscious, but he's a Jedi master, so he's constantly stretching out with the Force. It's like, ooh, something's coming. For some reason, I'm firing on all cylinders. I need to be ready.
Yeah.
That's what I get out of that.
Yeah.
Especially because he chastises Obi-Wan in the first moment of Star Wars Episode 1. I have a bad feeling about this. It's not about the mission, Master. It's something elsewhere, elusive. And he's like, Obi-Wan, shut up. Pay attention. Like, keep your mind on the here and now where it belongs.
Yeah. Remember that time I died?
Remember that time I got killed? Because I wasn't paying attention.
Because the Mortal
Shut up and
Kombat
focus.
man decided to kill me? I'm sorry. That is a slight dislike for me. They all look like Mortal Kombat characters.
Yeah, it's not Shredder. What's the name of that guy?
Scorpion.
Yeah. Yeah, remember that time I had to fight Scorpion? He killed me. It was wild. And then I came back.
No.
All right, but you got any closing thoughts for Jedi Knight?
I have one last discussion question. When do you think Dooku's fall actually began? Because we've seen now 2 times that Qui-Gon is young, and he's already thinking these things. Do you think it's before he even got Qui-Gon as a Padawan?
Oh yeah. Well, the book Dooku Jedi Lost gets into it a little bit. He was set up for failure, just by the circumstances of his life. He accidentally made contact with his parents and his crap dad from childhood. So it was a slow, steady decline into an ideological break from the Jedi Order, right? The way they treated Sifo-Dyas, the way they treated the Wayseeker that had a secret child, just so many things that he came into direct ideological opposition with just over the course of his life.
Yeah.
So as for the first time that he actively reached out with the dark side, I don't think we've seen that yet. We've seen several moments, including one in that novel where he attacks someone with the dark side. Yeah. But we have yet to see the first time, I think, that he was like, yeah, I'm going to do this. Cool. I'm going to choose to do this. So, I don't know, but we have seen that it was a slow descent.
All right. True. I forgot about that book. That's such a good book.
It's a good time. Shout out Kevin Scott. Closing thoughts for Jedi Knights 5 through 9.
Yeah, I said it. I think the closing thoughts of 5, the last time I did this, if you were going to pick up one Star Wars book this year, do this one. It's the most accessible. It's the most fun. This is you don't have to, it's easy. It's just cool. These are great, fun. You get some cool ideological stuff. Great. So.
Yeah. All right, everybody, that is it for the episode this week. Super short episode this week. Zach and I have been very, very busy with our Thanksgiving celebrations and other holiday prep. If you're in the North Texas area, come see Christmas Carol at the Granbury Opera House. It opens today on the day of release for this episode. I wrote it. I directed it, so if you don't like it, blame me. But if you like it, all the credit goes to the great cast and crew that has worked on it, that executed my vision. Outside of that, if you liked Jedi Knights, if you hated Jedi Knights, if you liked us or you hated us, or you have any questions, comments, whatever, about our show or about Star Wars in general, or about anything really, send it to forceofothersradio@gmail.com. Otherwise, do the YouTube things, like and subscribe. If you're on a podcast platform, do the podcast things. 5-star review, all that stuff. We have to say it. Help us defeat the algorithm and let everybody know about the best Star Wars podcast they have never heard of, or at least another Star Wars podcast that they haven't heard of. But outside of that, remember, as always, that we are not the force of others, you are. And remember, the force of others will be with you. Always.
The Force of Others, a Star Wars podcast.